G'day guys, how's it going? There are two new RF lenses being dropped for the Canon EOS R series of mirrorless cameras. What are they, and are we interested? Okay, so the first one being released is the Canon RF 15 to 30mm f4.5 to 6.3 IS STM. Now this is going to be an ultra-wide to wide-angle zoom lens for the Canon R series of mirrorless cameras. It won't work on any other series of Canon cameras, just the Canon R series of cameras. So the EOS R, the R5, the R3, the R6, the R7, all of those cameras. Now this one to me strikes me as a pretty cool zoom range. 15 is ultra wide. I mean, it's very, very wide, and then it narrows down to quite a tight wide at 30mm. So the zoom range itself is really exciting. But the thing that holds me back on this lens is the speed of the aperture. f4.5 is really slow, especially at 15mm, but then zooming into 30mm, it cranks right down to 6.3, and that's very slow for 30mm. I think it's really going to take a lot of character out of the shots, and particularly if you compare it to something like the RF 35mm f1.8, or even you've got the 1.4s, they are much, much faster lenses. Of course, they're much, much, much more expensive as well. So the 15 to 30 f4.5 to 6.3 IS STM is likely to be much, much cheaper. So it could be a good option. It's quite an interesting range on this lens. The other thing that holds me back on this is the dual control / focus ring. It means that this lens does not have a dedicated focus ring. It means you do have to click a switch to adjust the ring from control to focus. And it also means that if you want to use manual focus, you do have to go into your camera settings to adjust for that. Okay, so the next lens is one that interests me way, way more. It's the RF 24mm f1.8 IS STM macro. Now this is a wide angle lens at f1.8. It's really, really fast in terms of the amount of light it lets in. It's going to be great for things like low light, and also because it's got the macro function, you can also open the aperture wide up to let the most light in while you're shooting macro. Sometimes you do need to stop it down when you're shooting macro to allow the depth of focus to cover your whole subject. But hey, I think this is also a really usable range. I mean, at this stage, it kind of bridges the gap between the RF 16mm f2.8 and the RF 35mm f1.8. Now we've got the option right in the middle, the RF 24mm f1.8 IS STM macro. Once again, with the macro, I do believe it's going to be the two lens in one situation where the zoom range is not very fluid or smooth between the macro and the full reach mode, but it is awesome that the option is included for you right out of the box to be able to shoot macro with a lens that's as wide as 24mm. It's a pretty cool option, but also I think that f1.8 is great as well. I think it gives it a lot of speed and gives a lot of versatility to this lens. And not only is 24mm on the full frame camera a really nice frame, it's wide enough for most situations and it gives a really natural field of view. I think it's a really great addition. And it also helps to just bridge those gaps like I mentioned. Okay, so of the two lenses, my impression is that the 15 to 30 is more of an entry-level lens. Very slow. 6.3 at 30mm is very slow, and I won't be getting that one for sure. There's not a chance. The 24mm, however, f1.8, that is an option as well. I think I will be getting that because I've got the ultra wide of the 16 and I've got the slightly tight wide of the 35. I really would like to get that 24 right smack bang in the middle. The fact that it's coming out at f1.8 makes it quite a cool prospect. Yep, that one there interests me. What about you? Let me know below. And thanks for watching, and we're going to catch you next time. Bye.